going on YouTube? It's your boy Vincent. Today we are back with another reaction. Today we're gonna break into the scumbag TikToker who faked Tourettes for clout, aka money, aka fame, aka all of the above. That's what clout is. Now I always tell y'all, clout is the most dangerous drug known to men. Clout will have you do anything, clearly, if she's faking Tourettes. Clout will have you eat bare naked gorilla toes.
Oh my god!
Clout. Like at some point there has to be a line drawn to where you won't do something for clout. Like I feel like it has to be drawn at faking like diseases and mental illness and stuff, because at that point it gets offensive. And once it becomes an inconvenience to me and others, that's when I have a problem with it. Like I always say, that's when I have a problem with it. But the people that don't know where to draw that line are the most dangerous of all. And these are one of these people. So we finna get into it and see what's going on in this video by Sunny V2. So let's get into it. Let's go.
Emerald claimed to have suffered from Tourette's syndrome since the age of 6
that is crazy.
7, a disorder which made her life incredibly difficult over the years, so she claimed.
She brushed her forehead.
At the age of 27, she was using her 500,000 follower TikTok account Ticks and Roses to raise awareness about Tourette's, whilst simultaneously promoting her yarn dyeing business.
Hi, this is Emerald with Stardust Fiber Studio. I am one of the owners. I also do awareness videos for Tourette's on TikTok.
However, it was with videos like the one we're about to show that began to raise suspicions about whether or not this specific TikToker actually had Tourette's syndrome, after noticing that her apparent condition felt forced or fake.
Well, and I wanted to talk a little bit about wow. I wanted to talk about
Bro, what the heck?
Wow.
Like, what was she thinking? Like, what was she thinking when she went back and watched the clips and before she uploaded them and saw herself doing that? Like, knowing darn well she don't need to do that, or she's like not forced to do that. Like, what was going through her head?
I wanted to talk a little bit about wow. Never mind.
When these suspicions were eventually confirmed to be true, Ticks and Roses was exposed brutally, eventually resulting in the permanent deletion of her account.
Dang.
This video will detail exactly how the internet came to discover that she was
right. How did they even find that out?
With a subreddit dedicated to the truth and an old Facebook live stream. We mentioned earlier that alongside her Ticks and Roses TikTok page, Emerald also ran a yarn dyeing business called Stardust Fiber Studio, which had its own Facebook page. On this Facebook page, Emerald would often host promotional live streams dating back to 2020, before her Tourette's TikTok had become popular in early to mid 2021.
Okay.
The bizarre part about one of these old live streams was that, despite apparently having Tourette's since the age of 6 to 7, during the entire 1 minute 54 second video, Emerald didn't tick, not even once.
We are wrapping up.
Right, she went from not going through ticks or whatever, blurting out stuff in a whole minute and 53 seconds to doing it every 2 seconds. Like, does anybody know if it gets worse or like as you age, or does it like, can you get it like later on in life? Does anybody know that? Because I would have said I just got it.
And he's finishing up with the broccoli right now, or cauliflower.
In the videos that were displayed on the Ticks and Roses TikTok page, she's often seen ticking once every 1 to 3 seconds, sometimes even more than that. Therefore,
Literally.
a full 1 minute 54 second old undeleted live stream in which she didn't tick once was certainly some interesting early evidence against the authenticity of her disorder. When the discussion of the Facebook live stream began to show up regularly in her TikTok comments, Emerald actually had a pretty reasonable defense, and would even respond to a specific TikTok that had brought it up.
What was
You should
it?
check out her YouTube, Stardust Fiber Studio, and take note of how she doesn't have a tick in any of the videos. Maybe you'll think twice. To which she would respond, "Hey, so this is a comment I saw a lot and I wanted to clear up a few things," before explaining that the ticks didn't happen all the time and that it was possible for her to make short videos without any involuntary outbursts. The excuse was reasonable and accepted by many, well, momentarily.
Okay.
Shortly thereafter, Reddit would uncover another full 54-minute live stream, again without a single
Oh God, she went an hour without ticking? An hour? Yeah, she don't got Tourette's. She don't got Tourette's, bro. She got a rare. It's a rare disease. I don't know if y'all heard about it, but it's called being a jerk. Dude, it's crazy how people be going back and on the computer digging up stuff from your past. You can't post nothing without it coming back up. That's like literally, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, bro. Like, or you just gotta not be a bad person.
tic, rendering her previous excuse slightly less believable. There were other pieces of similar evidence. For example, she'll post a TikTok titled "Nursery Rhymes with Tourette's," in which she couldn't get past the first line of reading without ticking, yet Reddit would find an example of her reciting a written poem for 2.5 minutes in an old clip without a single sign of even the slightest tick.
Wow.
The pattern was incredibly simple to follow. On her TikTok, the tics were uncontrollable, yet in any other situation, they were non-existent. With evidence suggesting that her condition had been fabricated, Emerald felt the pressure to prove that her Tourette's was in fact real, at which point she would apparently go and see a specialist to get a proper diagnosis, uploading a video of her consultation to TikTok.
So I know you've all probably seen the chaos happening on my channel, so I wanted to show a little bit of my last outpatient consultation.
While Emerald likely assumed that this would silence the haters, so to speak, it really only did the opposite.
Well, she made that herself.
Suspicious of the letter owing to a multitude of mistakes and oddities within the writing. For example, PTSD had been written twice in the list of past medical history. Why was it necessary to include that she was a very pleasant 27-year-old left-handed lady in the history of present illness? OCD with anxiety disorder is just flat out wrong. OCD is an anxiety disorder, and an anxiety disorder is not a diagnosis. It is a family of diagnoses. You would have to say generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, or unspecified or something. This is not how anyone would code or write this.
She wrote that herself. She literally wrote that herself. Like, that's next level crazy. That's next level crazy. These be people that eat your toenails while you sleep, bro. It be these people.
The letter was certainly suspicious. However, to Emerald's credit, doctors definitely have a reputation for being somewhat careless when it comes to writing. Perhaps the doctor was in a rush and put down PTSD twice without realizing. Maybe Emerald lacked wisdom when it came to life choices, yet I don't think she'd be dumb enough to print a fake letter without reading over it at least once. Mentioning left-handedness actually makes sense if you're a doctor who's aware that there are many genuine genetic and neurological differences between right and left-handers. Perhaps Emerald simply went to somewhat of a careless doctor and pretended to have tics throughout the short consultation, providing her with a legitimate diagnosis for a fake condition. Alternatively, perhaps she had simply written the letter herself in Microsoft Word.
Yeah, that's
Photoshop,
what I think.
Highlighted by one comment on the diagnosis letter video. Hey, no hate, just curious. I went to Virginia Mason in Seattle a few weeks ago, and my paperwork had a different logo on it. Did you go to a different one?
Got him.
An interesting thing that no one on Reddit seemed to pick up on is that the genuine Virginia Mason logo has a small TM placed after the name. Yet the letter Emerald shows in the photo has no TM. And if you go onto Google Maps, search up Virginia Mason logo, filter to photos with a transparent background, and look at the first image, you'll see a logo identical to the one within the TikTok without the little TM as is shown in almost every other official version of the logo. With many assuming that the letter had been faked, she would then be trolled by people making their own forgeries of the document, such as this one which read, patient, tics and roses, doctor, fictitious, date of birth, who cares, chief complaint, fraud, all of which completed in the exact same style as the original letter. After being completely and utterly backed into a corner, Tics and Roses would disable comments on the video before deleting it days later. At the same time, she'd also delete everything from her Instagram page, with one Reddit post stating, TAR has deleted all posts on their Instagram, maybe, which was then confirmed by a comment reading, can confirm it, I don't see anything on their profile.
Wow, got him.
However, many wanted further punishment against Tics and Roses. Specifically, they wanted the TikTok account deleted. Take down Tics and Roses merch and platform.
Dude, ain't it crazy how people just, like, do they have, like, lives? Or, like, what do they do? I'm not gonna lie. I'm just not gonna watch her page anymore. I'm not going through no petitions. I'm not signing all this to get this lady removed off the platform. I don't care what she does. That's none of my business. That is none of my business. If I like, you know how you can, like, in TikTok you can have it like set up to where they won't ever pop up on your feed again. Do that. I don't want to see her. Like, she makes me irritated. Cool. I'm not going through the thing to where I have to log into whatever site this is, create an email account with it, like sign up and stuff, and do all this just to sign a petition. Nah, I'm good. They did get a lot of votes though, that's crazy.
.org petition with over 2,000 signatures. This disease is not a joke, and she clearly finds it funny to fake it to gain clicks, followers, and even money.
Yeah, that's
she's been
very
selling
wrong.
merchandise for her own personal gain and fortune. As far as I and many others know, she's been faking Tourette's and many other illnesses, with proof me and others have found. Like I said in the first part, this illness isn't a joke. It's not quirky, it's not a game, it's a terrible disease with no cure, and she's been doing disgusting things to profit off it. Many went even further by commenting on how tics and roses had impacted their life personally. I'm signing this because my husband suffers from Tourette's. Every day, his body does things that he does not want to do. It's embarrassing and it wears him out. This person is not doing this for awareness. They're doing this simply because their business has been profiting from the merchandise they make about their Tourette's, which she does not have. I'm asking any and all others to please sign this petition. Having tics is not a trend. Tics are not something to try and gain attention from. This person is disgusting.
Okay, I can sympathize with this. I can sympathize with this person signing a petition because they're directly affected by it. If it like actively makes them mad, but again, they can just like not watch it. But I mean, if they just feel like they don't want this person to get no views and have no money from it, then I guess. But I don't know. Maybe because I'm not directly affected by it. I don't know nobody with Tourette's or tics, but I've seen it, and it seems like a hard disease to live with. Or a condition. I don't know if it's a disease.
Exactly popular or well respected by those who once followed her content. It felt like it was only going to be so long until Reddit users found a strong enough piece of evidence to put a stop to the antics altogether, or so they thought. Instead, they would find an old video which actually added credibility to Emerald, derailing the project in the short term.
My name is Emerald, and I have Huntington's disease. It affects all aspects of a person's life. It causes movement disorders, such as involuntary jerking, impaired gait and balance, and difficulty with speech and swallowing.
In yet another old Facebook livestream, before her TikTok had blown up, at a time when she had less motive to lie, Tics and Roses somewhat sincerely shared information about her experience with Huntington's disease, stating that one of the symptoms was involuntary jerking.
So yes, I have Huntington's disease. But Huntington's disease doesn't have me.
In addition to the video, Reddit users found an old Huntington's disease fundraiser from October 2014 hosted by Emerald, which stated, "Huntington's disease is something that affects my entire family. My grandfather was diagnosed and shortly after my mother as well. I'm doing this walk for my grandfather, for my mother, and for those in my family that have the potential for having this disease as well." While many on Reddit remained skeptical in comments as blatant as, "I don't believe she has Huntington's disease," the video in combination with the 2014 fundraiser gave her a pretty good case proving that she did in fact have the disease.
Right, why would she lie about this back then? She has no motive. But she is talking very well. So you can get Tourette's later in life? Can you? I don't know how it works, bro. I don't know. Like, Huntington's disease, okay. Huntington's disease. She made an old video talking about she had that, right? Okay, let's just keep listening. I need to hear more, because I can't make an opinion yet.
Quickly discovered something else associated with this diagnosis that was extraordinarily fishy. In order to be diagnosed with Tourette's syndrome, you must have symptoms that are not the result of another medical condition, such as Huntington's disease. Even if she does have tics, which is major doubt here, no doctor should be diagnosing her with Tourette's. Instead, any good doctor should be telling them that their tics, again major doubt, are a byproduct of their Huntington's. This basically meant that if she did truly have Huntington's, the case for her having Tourette's was now even weaker. However, there was still no rock-solid evidence proving that she was, in fact, a cold, hard liar. But people hadn't given up hope. And there was still one place from which the truth could be found: her family themselves. In the fundraiser from 2014, Emerald mentioned that Huntington's disease is something that affects my entire family, also mentioning that she had a 14-year-old sister. Well, this specific sister would discover the Reddit thread after it had gained international attention, after which she would shatter the wall of lies that Emerald had been hiding behind as her TikTok grew larger and larger. On the 31st of May 2021, a user by the name of Jade4101 would make a post to the subreddit titled "Introducing Myself and the Truth," which contained the following message.
Not her own family.
I recently found out about everything going on. I wanted to clear up some misconceptions and share my part. I am Emerald's sister and we grew up together. Although we were raised non-denominational Christian, my mother, who is an amazing woman, and I have always been supportive of Emerald and miss them dearly. We have always accepted them. They cut communication with us. We have tried to reach out, but they no longer wish to have contact with us, and we haven't talked in years. I'm just commenting in hopes of clearing up misinformation. Also, my grandpa does have Huntington's. It's late onset, which means it doesn't show up till late in life. My grandpa is currently suffering from the side effects and is not doing well. It's very sad. My mother has it too, but is not yet showing symptoms, thankfully, and I have not been tested. Lastly, I do not believe Emerald has Tourette's syndrome and never showed any symptoms as a child. They are mentally ill though. I love my sister.
That's what I'm saying. If you're lying about that, you may not have Tourette's, but you're crazy. You got something up there, screw loose or something mentally going wrong to have lied about that. There's something wrong with you.
Wish them the best, but I don't agree with what they have done.
And she probably got to the point where she actually believes she got Tourette's. She probably not even recording to be at the house talking about some, You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna impersonate no person with Tourette's, but she be faking the tics
It's
at
incredibly
home.
disrespectful to fake a mental illness for any reason. I'm extending my sincerest apology to everyone their actions have hurt, although I know it's not my apology to give. I do wish for Emerald's safety. All I ask is respect and privacy for my parents and grandparents. And if you don't believe me, I'm happy to answer any questions you all may have, as long as they're not disrespectful. The post received over 400 responses from those desperate to get an insight into the unique psyche of an individual.
Why do they
who
care
faked
so
a
much?
disorder for TikTok. Do you know why Emerald might have fabricated all this? Did they have a tendency to want attention regardless of it being good or bad? Honestly, I'm unsure why Emerald would fabricate this. I was kind of in shock when I first heard about everything. But yes, they do have a history of fabricating stories or stretching the truth, so to speak. Do you know why they cut communication with you? I'm not exactly sure. I've tried reaching out to them to talk about it, but they never reply. One day we were no longer friends on Facebook and they stopped talking to me. I think they thought me and my mum were unsupportive of them, but we really did support them and love them to the fullest. If I did do something wrong to hurt them, I only wish we could have a conversation about it. My own experience with this behavior is that you know the truth, therefore you're dangerous to their delusion.
Ooh.
However, it would be when Emerald herself commented on the post that everyone knew the game was well and truly over.
Alright, let me hear it.
My diagnosis that I've gotten in adulthood you cannot speak on, as we had no contact, and do not blame my partners. You say that this has been hard for you, and that was never my intent. I started awareness because I never wanted anyone to be ashamed as I was. This visceral hatred has been hard for me. It caused my children's school to be called because someone said lies, and they tried to take my children. They're afraid to go to school now. It's caused my car to be trashed. It's caused me to be spit on in public because I want to help people. The money I
Spit on her? Oh no, you got me messed up. If somebody walked up to her and said you're a liar, yep, I would have been in jail. I would have been in jail because that would have been the day I killed somebody for real. He would have been dead. Whoever spit on me would have been dead. What the heck? What the heck, bro? Her car's trash, dude. So I'm still kind of confused. So she's admitting it. My diagnosis that I've gotten in adulthood, you cannot speak on, as we have had no contact. Okay, I'm confused.
I donated. I volunteered with the Tourette's Association of America. I did public outreach. I was interviewed for a person's thesis. I was interviewed for a podcast, but asked them not to air it out of concern for them. The messages I got from people saying their child wasn't afraid to go to school anymore because of me changed their life. Or a woman saying her husband finally saw a neurologist and getting help.
But
I
you
met friends
lied.
who had the same experiences as me, who made me feel seen. Now I've closed down everything Tourette's related. I've given up, you all win, and I'm back where I started, living in shame of being different. Please just leave me alone now.
So does she have
A day
Tourette's or
later,
not?
the Tix and Rose's TikTok account was deleted permanently. 3 days after that, she would address the deletion on her alternate business page in a video which conveniently featured absolutely zero ticks.
Hey, I was not planning to address this anymore because addressing it has not fixed it. I was literally bullied off the internet. So I do not do awareness for Tourette's anymore, regardless of the fact that I do have a clinical diagnosis.
Bruh.
So I'm spending my time...
What? What? Okay, that's why I was confused, because she didn't admit it fully. She did not admit it fully. She's saying, she's still claiming that she has some clinical diagnosis of Tourette's that we have yet to see. What is she lying for still? We got caught. The page is gone. The jig is up. We don't like you. Like, what is she lying for? We know the truth. She's not even stuttering or nothing, or having any tics.
on my yarn business and on my religious group, and I just want to live my life, and yeah.
Emerald continues to post photos for her yarn dyeing business to her Instagram account Stardust Fiber Studio. However, she hasn't shown her face on camera since the deletion of Ticks and Roses, showing that perhaps, just maybe, she's learned somewhat of a lesson from this incredibly embarrassing experience.
I want to read some comments because I'm kind of confused. I'm like, because do she have it or not? Completely deserves it by one of YouTube's most informative channels, 13 Minutes Trades. What makes the situation even worse is that she didn't even apologize. Instead of just admitting she was wrong and realizing that faking a disorder for views and money is disgusting, she was basically like, okay, fine, you won. I'm done advocating for Tourette's. You bullied me off the internet. It's your fault. And now I'm going to involuntarily donate all the money to show everyone how good of a person I am. Are you happy now? Now leave me alone, please. All right. And realizing, okay. So did she admit it? She's playing victim. She was trying to gild her audience. Proved multiple times, very common, yep, but she came out first, whatever pronouns. Okay. There's a Twitch streamer with Tourette's that got harassed and banned off because of her tics. She swore, said slurs, and screamed. None of that was her fault. Okay, now I'm just diving into a whole bunch of different stuff. Like, what the heck? I'm not gonna lie. If you are white and you have Tourette's, and you're saying the N-word, like, do you let that slide? Oh! Do you let that slide I don't know how many of y'all are African American or black, but do you let that slide? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I probably just go act like I ain't hear it. But if one of my my African brothers are looking at me and said, "What did she just say?" Like, they looking at me like this, and I'm trying not to make eye contact. I'm gonna be scared because I don't know what to do. I'm gonna say she has Tourette's. Calm down. He's gonna say, "No, forget that." So I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this one in the comments. Y'all know. You let me know how y'all feel about the situation. And y'all know too, if y'all want the video, smash the comment button, like button, noty button, subscribe, and all buttons. Because guess what? She's a faker. We're gone.